Hi, I'm Sebastian,
And I'm Juan.
and today we'll be wrapping the Customer XP Crew's first mini-series titled Customer Journey Mapping, with today's central pieces being measuring success and the future of customer journey mapping and customer experience. Get ready and buckle up.
How do you optimize your customer's journey, drive demand, reduce churn rate, increase retention, and generate growth? Are some of the questions marketers continuously ask.
Welcome to the Customer XP Crew Weekly Podcast, where we discuss marketing strategies, tactics, ideas, experiences, invite guests and experts to help you with your marketing growth by being customer-centric. And now to this episode.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Customer XP Crew, your weekly podcast about everything customer-centric. Today is the day. We've come a long way, and here's the epic conclusion of our mini-series, Customer Journey Mapping, being the first of what we hope many are yet to come. Remember, this is made especially for you, so every opinion matters, and we'll do our best to bring you the valuable help you need to grow your business. To finish this series, we'll be focusing on measuring the success of customer journey mapping and then looking ahead to discuss the future of customer journey mapping and CX in general. With us today is Juan Gomez, industry expert and marketing director. Juan, how are you today?
Hey, Sebastian, doing great here at another cool episode about customer journey mapping. And this is our final run, at least for now.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll get to see many more along the way.
Yes. So let's talk about measuring success with customer journey mapping. This is a big question and an overall one that many marketers and operations people might ask is like, why should I even start one, and how do I measure success? So just to summarize that and put it very clear, the fact is, as you manage and you map out every customer touch point, you can really get real information and valuable information from your clients and see what is their expectation, what is driving them, what is really working for them, and that also enhances your product, because at the
Yes.
end of the day, that is what you provide to your customers, and it creates that feedback in order for you to continuously optimize that service, that product that you offer, which at the end of the day, it's going to bring you more loyalty, more revenue, more referrals, and what we all want, more business.
Yes. And I believe one of the key points and something that people may wonder is okay, but doesn't it like my overall results pretty much explain if the journey is working or not? And the answer is not, is no, is not enough. Because precisely what we have been telling you for these weeks is that when you map out the whole experience of your brand and your service as an experience, you get to see, when you really pay close attention, you get to see minor details that in reality can give out too much information that just plain outcomes cannot. What do I mean by that? For instance, when you map out every touch point that your customer had with your business, you can get to see, for instance, why your customers are using specific products or specific services, and on top of that, on what channels are of their preference, what is their device of preference, because that is also important. I mean, we want you to look at the bigger picture and not just say, and when we suggest you to always take a look at your customer feedback and opinion, is not just for providing an overall good customer service. It's more than that. Remember that uh, data is the goal for us marketers. So you need to use that data and that information at your favor. You need to take a look. Okay, and if you customers are leaving X or Y service for some reason, you may find out why. Why are they doing so? Instead of just really trying to reel them back with a promotion or a sale. um, just by the fact of asking your customers how did they feel and experience of how can you improve that, they might even come back without the necessity of you having to ask them to do so. So we want you to really pay a close attention of all those gaps that might get in between in the whole spectrum of your journey.
Yeah, I think you tackle that head first, and it's really good the way you explained it. Um, let's talk about a little bit more of measuring success. So measuring success when it comes to customer journey mapping, to be really precise, is about how it's creating, depending from, and you can divide this in two ways. One being very data driven. Obviously, you want to see some numbers, you want to see more uses at every touch point. You're converting more, the satisfaction is greater. So every touch point you are improving, you want to know those KPIs that are going to let you know, okay, this is where we started and this is how we have improved, or not. Maybe you have to go back to the blackboard and create another strategy in order for you to improve that. But nonetheless, you're always going to have some learnings. Measuring success on this is, so the first thing is have clear KPIs for every touch point and a base at which you start. So if you're improving your website and you have a bounce rate of X percentage, then obviously you want to reduce that bounce rate by doing this other stuff. So that touch point you can measure, and you're gonna see, depending on the iteration you made, what is working, what's not working, and you to continuously improve on that. Now, from a customer experience side, is once they made a purchase, are they clear with what to do next, what other stuff it's happening from the process of them getting their service or product, and you can see what is their satisfaction, or are they clear, are they doing the next steps. And if they're not following the next steps, then probably that improvement has not worked, and you have to go back to the drawing board and start creating another thing. So again, you have to have clear KPIs for the different touch points of how you're going to measure success, and that's obviously going to pile up.
Yeah.
And and I will say start going with the most critical ones, as we said before, the most important to you, and then start developing other in terms of priority in order for you to really enhance the whole customer journey, which is going to reap rewards. So at the end of the day, this should bring you a bigger lifetime value for your customers. This should generate more referrals. And those are things that obviously, by creating a better service, a better experience, they should be a given. Nonetheless, you have to start with an objective, set the KPIs you wanted to improve, and measure yourself against those to really see where are you creating success and where you can really build up in order for your company to enhance their experience with their customers and their bottom and the bottom line.
And I wanted to add that it's critical in this stage to be data driven. When you set your KPIs based on your objectives, you need to have parameters, I don't know, maybe benchmark or something. Because if, for instance, your goal is to reduce bounce rate, you need to have a proportion or a perspective of your current bounce rate and how far or how long do you plan to reduce it. So after you implement all the strategies and efforts, the outcome can be realistic. Because sometimes it happens that, okay, eating the bounce rate increase or decrease, but to what extent? Because that of course will go accordingly to the objective that you determine at the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah. And remember also results can come from two ways, subjective and objective results. So objectives are those data driven ones, and then you want to have also and explore subjective ones in which you can really analyze by asking people, and you do this customer service with open-end questions, is what are they communicating, what feelings are they getting, because obviously you want to improve those feelings as well, and those are subjective. So that whole customer experience has to improve, and you have to bring and improve also the emotions that people feel at every touch point that they have, and translate them from something, if it's negative, to something positive. And if it's already positive, then obviously improve it so that it's a better feeling. They feel more at ease, they feel more calm or secure, or just happy with the overall service.
Yeah. So the defining, like, it's a good idea to define your own metrics of success, because it might, yeah, and even for certain teams or areas, it might differ from one to another.
Correct. Yeah, every touch point has different KPIs and obviously different people involved. So measuring the success there, it's objective and subjective. So you have to create from an emotional side, what are you performing, and that subjectivity to also impact that objectivity, that it's creating this whole experience. Because as human beings, we're not just rational, we're also emotional, meaning you have to create those two things to come together in order for your product or service to improve and give the best experience possible.
Yeah. And one little tip or trick that I was thinking about is that, for instance, let's say that you found out that one of your biggest pain points in the moment is, uh, your customers are struggling with the checkout process to purchase your service at the moment, and you start to implement some strategies or solutions to work that out. And of course, some things are not going to change over the morning. It might take some time, but then you can create a journey score. Like, okay, this is the list of tactics that we are applying to come up with a solution for this pain point of my customer. How have we improved? Because, and especially for big companies, is not going to happen in just a matter of couple of days, but you can have an score of that part of the journey, and then you can measure it and start like improving accordingly.
Yep. At the end of the day, you have to understand your audience and your clients, get those data points from different tools so that you can really connect data with how they're behaving and what is producing, and come up with a solution, try it out, and measure that base against your new results. And if it's obviously improving, which you're it's going to be obvious, then that's going to create the result you want. You implement that, and then you move on to the other touch points in order to generate a better customer experience and a better customer journey.
Yeah, and I believe that there's not a better thermometer um, of success than your own customers. So you can review and check your customer satisfaction and have just a general scope on what is the overall feeling that your customers have with your business.
Yes, so you're gonna see by by the end of improving all your touch points and you're working on this, and if you're doing it correctly, you're gonna see a lot more business coming from referrals. And these are just from improving them, and
Mm.
that's just an overall result that we've seen from our customers by improving their customer journey, is all of them have in common is that they start getting more referrals. People start reviewing them more online and giving them better explanations, more lengthy ones, that why they love that service. They vouch for their products and services. They vouch for the brand. They engage with them more online and with their different social media platforms. The customers go out of their way to pretty much become an ambassador and sell the service because they are so happy with
Yes.
with the work that they're, I mean, with the service or the product that they're getting, that they pretty much vouch for it so much that they become brand ambassadors and they start selling the service without them knowing, just because of the
Yes.
emotion that they have.
Yeah, for the I think that's the dream, right? That's the point where you say, okay, I am allowed to say that I have done a good job.
Correct. And all of these are just bottom line results, because you improving all these touch points would at the end generate this if you're doing this correctly. You're gonna have customers also staying with you longer because they love so much your products and service and the experience that they're getting. So at the end of the day, this is just how you measure success, is getting data, testing out,
Yeah.
and really implementing and knowing how that affects your business. And you're gonna see it in sales, you're gonna see it in satisfaction, you're gonna see it in referrals, you're gonna see it in engagement. So there's several things that you're going to see an impact on, because customer journey optimization just goes all across the
Yes.
different, all across the board, and it touches all the departments. So it's going to also enhance from inside your company how people feel about their service and product, because you're going to make their job more pleasing because you're pleasing other people. And by human nature, if we do a favor to another one, we're more more lenient to give another person that same kind of treatment. And if you feel good, that means that I might feel good as well. So that reciprocity, it's gonna happen more likely, because the customer service, it's amazing that the reps are gonna get compliments from the people, their customers. So again, it's gonna pile up and it's gonna feel so good, and your company is gonna be at a happier place. They're gonna be more productive. Your team is gonna be more motivated. So it not just only works with your customers, but it also works with the team you have and all of its members.
Yeah. Awesome. And Juan, I've been meaning to ask you, with everything that's going on in the world and the technology improvements and modern frameworks, what's your opinion on how does the customer journey is going to look in the near future? Because on my end, on my personal side, what I believe is that brands are going to try to go more hand in hand with customers and as like strategic allies, maybe without them even knowing, to get into the mind of the customer every time more and offer more personalized experiences.
I think customer journey mapping and customer experience, it's going to become more critical every single time now. Personalization, but also with privacy concerns.
Hmm.
There's going to be us our marketers, we have to come up with a way to somehow respect privacy, but also entail personalization, which is kind of like one separates the other one, but we have to see somehow how we integrate it, because obviously customers want their privacy, but we want their data. So it's a conflict of
Yes.
interest in order to create a more personalized experience. But technology is going to move that way. As you mentioned, there's going to be also strategic partners in all of this, that it's going to be they're going to be critical, and they're going to be created as a way to really encompass the whole spectrum of that customer, from when they start to where they become a one of your customers. And if you lack this part of the experience, then this strategic partner is going to really alleviate that, and not allow the customer to feel that they're not being listened or not catered to, and put the job on them to find that solution. Whereas you having that strategic alliance is going to bring that service to them, and it's going to create an overall experience for you, which is going to allow that customer to prefer you over your competitors. So personalization, technology, obviously is going to be huge. There's a lot of innovation with other SaaS companies being created, and technology coming always to fruition with artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's going to speed up a lot of things, and the inclusion of these technologies should help alleviate a lot of the customer experience mishaps and faults that you might have. So those gaps are going to be fulfilled, and or at least you're going to have tools to implement by using this. And decision making is going to be maybe more relied on machine learning and artificial intelligence to help speed up processes, so that they can, so customers can really get a better customer experience. We're gonna see later on in the world that the metaverse. So on that metaverse, and we're going to see more people coming virtual, and like this virtual world and
This
3D,
augmented
although
reality.
that, yes, or augmented reality. So more and more stuff it's gonna be coming. It's just a little bit slower sometimes for technology to get to the consumers, even though the technology is already there, but by being embraced by consumers. And as customers embrace this technology, then companies should also start implementing all these tools so that they can really create and enhance that experience by the new means and behaviors of customers.
And I think like one of the things that I definitely think it's going to solve, and because we got that question a lot, is how do they in a practical way like visualize or design those maps. And I think artificial intelligence is going to take care of that swiftly. And we want to remind you, it's not like it's going to replace your mind or replace that job, but it's an example of how we can facilitate the process. Maybe it's going to create new ways to track your success. Now that we were talking about the journey score, tools for tracking, for measuring, all of that, I think it's going to be one of the huge improvements that this new technology is going to bring. But
Yep.
the fact of keeping all of your touch points and your business as a whole as represented as an experience is going to keep being a crucial part of your business success.
Yeah, completely agree. And just to summarize and to end this episode, so let's restate the questions. How do you measure success? Well, you said some objectives. You create that map, you create the touch points, you analyze them, you gather all your data, you have and you measure it against that the data gathered versus the existent. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is you should have more referrals, more money coming in from your customers. They are gonna be staying longer. You're gonna see more engagement on social media, and your team is gonna be happier because they're gonna get it praises from the customers directly. So that for me, it's a big win, and that's how you measure success in customer journey mapping.
Awesome. That is fantastic. Juan, thank you so much. I believe that this these attempt and experiments that we did with the mini series. It turned out great. Hopefully, we get to see more in the future with the input, of course, of our audience, loyal and dedicated. We want to thank you so much, guys, for everyone who's listening, everyone who listens to us at Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much. We're going to keep bringing you the help and value that you need to skyrocket your business. Please stay tuned every week. And thank you so much for being on another episode of the Customer XP Crew. Juan, thank you so much and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. And we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Awesome. Bye bye.